like there's no need to really compromise when you think about it. Like, God's kingdom, God is a God of abundance.
Yes.
He is lacking nothing. So if you decide you want to give up, just living in the world and walking with God, you're not going to be lacking anything. You're not going to really miss out on anything,
That's a fact.
We have fun over here. Like,
what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Golden Ghetto podcast. I'm your host, Ayonna, and today we have a very, very special guest. She is a New York City Renaissance woman who is putting down for the girls. Not only a visual artist, but a photographer, a videographer, a designer, a creator of a safe space, and an author of her book, her new ebook, who goes by the name of Tiffany Helena. Please, Tiffany, welcome. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, babe. I wanted to say, I wrote down, I'm like, you really, really deserve your flowers, because in this generation that I feel like it's not only rare, but it's like people are not putting out content with substance. They're not putting out pieces with purpose, and they're not doing it. They're not doing it how the girls is doing it, and you're here, and I really do love that. I love to see it.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
I really appreciate
yes.
that.
No,
I really appreciate that, because I feel like in this generation where there's so much going on and everybody's trying to put out anything, like you said, a lot of people's not really putting a lot of meaning behind it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you recognize.
Yes,
that,
I see you, girl.
That.
Yes. I wanted to say, you told me you were from Staten Island. How did growing up in Staten Island contribute to the person you are today?
Honestly, I feel like being from Staten Island, the fact that it could seem more secluded since it's more out the way, there's not that much going on in Staten Island. I feel like it impacted who I am because I appreciate the city more. A lot of people, when you're from somewhere, you don't really like it. Like we talked about earlier, people want what they don't have. So if I'm in the city more often, it's different than being able to be in there. Like, I acknowledge it more. So since I'm away for a little bit and being able to come in, I'll be there.
I appreciate it. It's so true. I always say this, I live next to a really beautiful place. I don't want to drop the Addy, but I was thinking that. I live close to really beautiful awnings, and I'm like, everybody, when my friends come over, they're like, oh my God, you have such it's so accessible for you. But I'm like, I don't take as much being in gratitude. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And when you do, we don't have access to it all the time. You are more grateful for it.
Right, exactly.
So
yeah.
My first question for you is, you've created a safe space, which is a community to bringing heaven on earth for the youth. Can you enlighten us on how you started this and what is your vision for it?
So a safe space is a ministry that was definitely ordained straight through the hand of God, because it's something that I never expected to be doing. 1 year ago, actually, I decided to give my life to the Lord. I had a divine encounter, and there's absolutely no doubt about it. And so it basically started with a Bible study.
Okay.
God put it on my heart to start a Bible study. It was not, I didn't come up with the idea of, I'm going to start a safe space.
Right.
That's not how it started.
Right.
It was just, I'm going to do this Bible study. I'm going to invite a few girls. It was actually going to be just a few girls that I knew. We was going to do it at my friend's house, but I guess everybody was busy at the time, so it ended up being on Zoom. So I did it on Zoom. I was reaching out to a few girls on Instagram, just sending the link out, just inviting whoever. And one of the girls who I invited was my sister Shania. I love you so much. I love you, Shania, if you're watching this. But I literally invited her last minute.
Wow.
Somebody shared her reel, and I seen that she was a woman of God, a Christian woman. So I just randomly reached out, sent her the link.
Wow.
She responded. She said, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to join, but I'm gonna try to, because she was in school at the time. She had finals or something going on, but she ended up joining, right? So we doing the Bible study. I'm nervous, mind you, because it's a Bible study. I never did that. I'm fairly new on my walk. It's not something that was normal to me. This was all new. It was like I was stepping into the newest chapter of my life. Yeah. So we on it and da-da-da-da. And I don't even remember how I mentioned it, but I was like, if I was to name this group something, I would name it a safe space, like a play on a safe space.
Yes, I was thinking safe space.
And when I tell you, she was like, no way, you're lying. And I was like, why? And then she showed me that she's been praying over a ministry or a group for the youth. And she showed me that she literally had the same exact name. Mind you, it gets crazier. Tell me why we have the same birthday too.
Are you serious?
Yes, we have the same birthday and everything.
Oh my God.
So, but when it comes to things like that and like things of God, I like to definitely not be quick with it. I definitely take everything back to God in prayer, and I'm just very slow with it because you can't rush.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You can't rush things, especially when it's of God. So, we didn't act too quickly on it at that moment. We definitely both brought it back to God in prayer, and then my prayer was basically like, God, if it's meant for us to share this ministry, then she will reach out to me, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So she reached out to me like 2 days after I prayed that prayer, and she was like, hey girl, I know we don't really know each other, but it was heavy on my heart to reach out, and I just been praying about it, and I feel like maybe we'll have maybe it's meant for us to have share this
space together.
Yeah, this ministry. And so I was like, wow, that's crazy. I literally prayed that you would reach out to me, and then since then God has definitely been moving in a safe space, and the ministry has been growing. But we don't really focus on the number, but rather than the purpose, you know.
Quality of
it. Because, you know, numbers change and people come and go, but, you know, it's not about us at the end of the day. It's about God and just being vessels for what He wants to do.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's, first of all, it's so hard. I'm not gonna lie, growing up in New York, finding like a church, and just I seen it on my For You page, and I was like, the girls are getting down Bible study. Yes. I was like, it's so hard to find girls that just want to go out and just like honestly just worship and just not even just be in a space of intention and pure hearted, and especially fashion girls. And the fashion scene is, you know, it's very hard because everybody's. It's like, it's so social media full, and sometimes social media could be soulless.
Yeah, just not organic. Like, a lot of people could put up a whole persona online, and that's not even how they are in person.
Seriously.
But that's another, I'm glad that you mentioned fashion, because that's another thing that, like, just showed, like, God's just divine doing between me and Shania, because my girl's a designer too. She be putting it on too, and I love that. I've also been seeing a lot of, you know, just God's kingdom advancing, and you know, it's a beautiful thing to see, and I'm glad that I answered the call and I could be a part of it.
Yes, and I feel like when you answered, everything connected with it. So that's like, that was like honestly God's heart on y'all. Like,
yeah, and I'm also glad too, because a lot of people have this stereotype of what like a Christian or a woman of God is supposed to look like. Like, as y'all can see,
I'm very she's drippy. That is so true. That's what I was trying to say. The fashion girls they do. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. That's beautiful. You have Matthew 6:33 in your bio. What does that verse mean to you?
Okay, so if I could put the whole Bible in my bio, I definitely would. But I feel like Matthew 6:33 definitely like sums everything up together, because it literally says to seek first the kingdom of God and all of His righteousness. In other translations, it says seek first the kingdom of God and everything that He wants, and all things will be added to you. So it really speaks for itself. Like,
but once you put God first, everything else will fall.
Exactly.
And eats. And is and true. Period. Seriously, I feel like when your spiritual is aligned, everything else falls in. Things you think it falling out of line, but it's honestly falling in the line for a greater purpose.
Even when things may seem like they're not going how you wanted them to go, they could just end up going how they need to go. Because sometimes what we want isn't what we need. Exactly. And there's another verse that I also love so much, is Romans 8:28, and it's, we know that all things work together for the good of those who love God. So you just cannot go wrong when you walking with the Lord.
Seriously. People, though, like people's energy, like it kind of just rubs off of you, because you like, they probably just having a bad day.
Right.
They're not even on the same frequency I'm on. And honestly, like, I'm gonna give them grace. I've been giving a lot of people grace earlier, and I feel like that makes your heart lighter.
Yeah, it does.
It just makes you a happier person, and it's like also too, I've been using my church as my playlist. And shout out to you, because they got, wait, hold on. They got Afrobeats Christian church. Like
they have UK drill, Christian UK drill, everything. That was another thing. When I first started my walk, it was like a whole new world opened up for me. And it just shows how like there's no need to really compromise when you think about it. Like God's kingdom, God is a God of abundance. Yes. He is lacking nothing. So if you decide you want to give up, just living in the world and walking with God, you're not going to be lacking anything. You're not going to really miss out on anything,
That's a fact.
We have fun over here. Like, you don't have to just be doing all these other crazy stuff and just living a life full of sin in order to just be happy. You don't have to do that.
You ain't that, because we outside, but we outside intentionally.
Exactly. Period.
With
God.
Right. Why don't you be on demon time?
No.
Like, why can't we be on angel time? Like,
right? Why can't we be on angel time? Like demons. You want to be with demons? No, thank you.
I'm scared of the dark. I'm scared of the dark. I was never, the boogeyman was never my man. I was for none of that. I always wanted to be under the covers. Yeah, that was just me. So, but that's beautiful. Yeah, it's a no ma'am. I feel like there is a stigma behind praying though. And like the right way to play. Like they be like, oh my God, I don't know how to talk to God and stuff like that. Can you speak on like your journey on finding out how to talk to him and like finding him himself?
Okay, so me personally, because I can only speak for myself. I don't feel like there is a right way or wrong way to pray. I feel like prayer to me is a conversation with God, but at the same time, you have to understand that there's a time and a place. Like, sometimes it may be a moment where you need to really get serious in prayer, which could mean like just, bowing your head, getting in your secret place, and just being really serious and just speaking to God. But overall, prayer to me is just speaking to the Lord, communicating, having a conversation. Because at the end of the day, it says it in the word that God is your friend. So the same way me and you are having a conversation right now, how can't you still have the same conversation with the creator of the universe? And the fact that we are even able to do that, to be able to speak to the creator of the universe, and he cares, he's listening, that like, bro, I'm gonna end up crying by the end of this.
That's crazy.
It is. And I feel like if we overcomplicate how to do it, it will probably push it will push us away from actually doing it, instead of just literally just speaking like, God, like, hear my heart. Even if you don't have nothing to say, he hears our heart. Like, you just can't go wrong.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's honestly just trying, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Just try. And honestly, when I feel like journal, like poetry helped me, because I felt there was a stigma for me personally. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. Like, you just think they don't listen, they're not hearing you. But it's like, I feel like the universe speaks to you and everything. So I'm a big communicator with the universe, and just honestly just putting yourself out there to try and just have a conversation. It's as easy as a conversation. If you could talk to people, sometimes too, it's like we try to call our friends for answers only God can give us.
Right.
So it's like, and I had a stigma around like, oh, it's like talking to yourself. But I feel like your voice notes is honestly your best friend. You want to like really get all your thoughts out, take out your voice notes, talk to yourself, and really like be in silence. We're overcompensated with noise nowadays. I always want to put on a podcast when I'm in the shower, but I'm like, let me just enter
be in silence.
Yeah. You start hearing your thoughts more.
Yeah, and you even hear God more when you eliminate all the distractions as well. It was one thing I was just about to mention. Oh, sometimes when you have too much noise, God will really isolate you sometimes just so that you can hear his direction. So
that season of isolation hit.
Yeah,
that always right before the big come up.
Yeah. It's like a what is those things? Like a rubber band.
Like pull it back
and it flings forward.
No facts. That's crazy. In order to become the fullest embodiment of the woman you are called to be, what habits in your life did you have to sacrifice?
Oh, like everything.
Okay.
Like my whole life is completely different. Like I know there's some people who probably look at me and be like, "Who is this?"
Wow.
But that's a good thing. Like, I'm glad that I'm not the same, because a part of growing, regardless, you're not supposed to stay the same. You're supposed to grow, elevate, become the best version of yourself. But I did have to let go of everything I once knew in order to be who I am today. So, like, the beginning parts were like, going out. I used to go out a lot, like nonstop. I was that girl in the club, like, shot o'clock, you want a bottle? Let's buy bottles on me, da 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 da. All the time. I always wanted to be outside. And then the people around me also influenced that too. So because I'm in this lifestyle, y'all gotta go as well, because I'm not trying to live like this no more. So I had my isolation season. And the isolation season is not a one-time thing neither. Yeah. So those people had to go. I just wanted to give up just everything. And I was willing to give up everything in order for better. And it was just for God to do what he needed to do in me. So that was drinking, smoking. I was in a relationship, done. Everything, just everything.
Just had to
everything. Like, just everything was... Everything's everything.
That's so true. That's a Maria Laura. Everything. No, seriously, I feel like too, the people that I feel like we meet, I'm just learning this right now. If we were to enter friendships, relationships as it honestly being temporary and just being for a season, being the person that I'm attracted to right now, it would be easier for us to let go. And it would just be better on our attachment to our hearts, because it's like we attach ourselves to people, and then when we are in that season that we need to release, and in order to grow, we're holding on to something that is no longer like attached to the version that we
it no longer serves you. Like, it's okay, and it's okay. Like, it's okay to outgrow people. It just shows that you're growing. It's hard, though. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. It was very hard. And it was hard to let go of certain things, certain people, because it's what I was used to. Yeah. But, with time, I'm in a way better place now, thank God.
I love that. You're glowing, too. Thank you. So it's not Instagram glow, it's real life glow. So I love that.
Thank you.
In your most recent post, you shared a testimony on finding God. How do you find the balance of being vulnerable but also remaining private?
That's really good. That's a good question. Honestly, I feel like you just have to have that discernment to know and just be wise, because some people do overshare, but I used to honestly overshare. I think that was something that just came along as I just started to grow, to learn what to say and what not to say. And also, something I learned was about monitoring spirits. Yes. And how, like, that's real. Like, so I just try to just summarize what I'm trying to get at, instead of just rambling and just oversharing, and then it leads to one thing. And also knowing that there are people out there that don't have the best intention. That was a hard pill to swallow. Like, really, really sitting with the fact that there are people who don't like you. Like, there are demons out there. Like, and the demon, it's not just like a scary person walking around. It needs a body to operate in. And these are people that we walk past on a daily. So having that knowledge really just, it was like a light going off, like, dang, I can't really say too much, But I also know that there's a time and place. And if there's a person who's speaking to me one-on-one, like, I know, I ask God to help me first and foremost. But, like, I share very little, but, like, I try to get to the point, And then I'll just pray,
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, too, with the monitor spirits, like, I'm like, it's annoying because it's like, I'm in my like not oversharing on stage, but I still believe in the power of vulnerability. Like, I still,
me too.
I know that, like, transparency, and it can help so much. Like,
so much, so much.
So it's like, why can't I share my goods? It's so annoying. Like, but the discernment is it's most important, especially in this time, because it's like AI. People are literally AI in real life, though. Like, they have no thoughts. They're just robots.
Yeah, it's scary.
So it's like, you just have to be discerning.
No, yeah.
That's true.
I feel like that's just using your discernment is just what you need to do.
Yeah.
With everything.
Building discernment. How do you build discernment?
Pray.
pray. Conversation.
All of my answers are gonna be I pray. I pray.
Yo, one time I
pray.
I wrote God is the answer one time on a test when I didn't know. You ever see the podcast? And wait, I wrote God is the answer one time, and I was like, I got it wrong. But I was like, you are. I would
have started rebuking them. Like, what do you mean
like,
God is not the answer? God is the answer.
I knew in my heart I got it right. I was like, he was with me, so it's whatever.
Exactly.
I want to do it good. I want to pivot into speaking on your journey into entrepreneurship because I feel like you do a good job of staying grounded and true to yourself with all of your brands.
Thanks.
I would love to know how you started in entrepreneur, and was it always a passion?
Okay, so I started on my entrepreneurship journey in high school. Straight out of high school. My mindset obviously wasn't the same as it is now, but I didn't like school. I'm gonna be so honest. I did not like school. I did not want to go to college. I did not want to do none of that. So I'm just trying to think of what can I do then? And I always wanted a brand. So what better time would it be to start coming out of high school? But it wasn't like a straight shot. It still has not been a straight shot. It's been a bumpy road, but it's also been a rewarding journey as well because I'm learning a lot about not only being an entrepreneur, but about myself and things I like, things I don't like. And I've been able to help people as well. And the fact that I started off knowing nothing and the fact that because I decided to just take a step and go, I'm able to help other people. That's just amazing. And I genuinely feel like we're here to bless others. Like, I'm blessed to be a blessing. So the fact that I went on this journey and started it and I'm able to help you, that's what matters most to me. Yeah.
Literally, you like walking on God's word will literally help everybody else because they're waiting for your story.
Right.
They're waiting for your testimony.
Yeah, there's power in your testimony.
Yes.
But the best part, like looking back, it just shows God's faithfulness because I didn't have this mindset. Like I said, I've just been on my walk. I just reached 1 year consistently. Right. So
that's powerful. Consistency 1 year?
Yeah, 1 year. But the fact that like what I was doing before when I wasn't even walking in the Lord, from my perspective, is still, coinciding to what I'm doing now. Yeah. Yeah. So it just goes to show that He's guiding me. Wow. Which is amazing.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I have a question too. Are you a one-woman's army or do you have a team?
Okay, yeah, I am a one-woman army. I've been doing a lot on my own for a minute now. It's going like 3 years. Wait, 18, 28. I don't know, but a long time. I've been doing this for a long time. And I feel like that's what's also prolonging my journey a little bit. But I feel like when I do get the team, I'll be able to direct as much as I could, and nobody will be able to get off on me or nothing because what do you mean? I did this. I did it myself.
Yeah.
You telling me it takes 3 days to do it? I did it 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't play with me.
Yeah.
Nah, but so
a lot
pros
of the
to it.
Yes, a lot of the goats, they always had to learn how to do it before so that when people do get in position, you're able to. That's so true. Yeah. That's so dope. What is the meaning and inspiration behind the brand?
Okay, so when I made Unborn, it was I didn't have a clear direction. I just knew I wanted to make clothes and I knew I wanted to stand for something.
Okay.
I mainly had this idea of I want my brand to be like of the future, like for the future, just to inspire. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew that was like the overview of it. So when I was looking up names, I wanted it to be different. Obviously, Unborn. Actually, in the beginning, when I said, my brand is Unborn, a lot of people looked at me like sideways, like Unborn. And I'm like, yes.
They're going to get it when they're going to get
it. When things are new, everybody looks at it weird, but denim tears.
Yeah, I know mad people probably was like,
that's why you gotta rock with your own stuff until it just clicks. And if it never clicks for them, then it doesn't matter. You did it for yourself. You gotta do things for yourself.
That's a fact.
You really gotta do things. Anyways, I got on board. Like, I forgot what I was doing. I think I was just looking in the dictionary for something that just aligns with what I'm saying. And then the definition of unborn, the second definition is still to appear, the future. And I was like, oh, wow, like, that's perfect. Yes. So, yeah, it became unborn. A lot of people think it's unborn us or something because of the Instagram name. But I only added the U.S. because unborn was taken and I'm in the U.S. So, but unborn.us.
I did thought that, but it still looks fire though.
I wish I could take it out. So Instagram, if you could help me, I want just unborn. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, because the person that has the Golden Ghetto is like has 4 followers, and they selling chains. And I've been trying to report the page for about 3 years now, and Instagram y'all not contacting me, and I feel you.
Instagram. We can work something out.
Please. Like, what you need? An NDA? Like, what you need? Like, I got you. But no, that's fire. That's fire to have a brand that means the future. I seen your, I think it was a sweater. It said, every center has a future.
Yes.
Now that gives hopes to all the girls.
Yeah, as it should.
And how do you still, like, contribute your purpose to your clothes? I think that's so fire.
You know what? That's, like, the first out of many pieces that I'm going to start making that incorporate my faith into the brand. Because, like I said, I didn't come out the bat, you know.
That's a fact.
Making faith-based clothes. Right. Now that, you know, my purpose is more clear, I definitely want to reflect that in my brand. So
it's like streetwear.
Stay tuned. Yes.
That easy.
Like, and I want to show, like, you don't have to just, you could be fly and love God, you know?
So, seriously.
Yeah.
The girls, they don't be having certain brands to look up to. They don't really have the options.
Right.
So it's like hard, like, but it's like when you do, I feel like as you develop on your personal brand, your clothing brand, everything else grows with you. And I think the best thing I've learned from like one of the greats was like to be like water. So as you're growing and as you're maneuvering in every season, make sure everything flows and it goes and that's what is the favorite piece you designed?
My favorite piece so far, I guess, would be the Every Center Has a Future set. But if I don't choose that is released, my second favorite piece are these yellow pants that I made. They're not released yet. No, not these.
Oh, I'm like,
these are fire though, right?
Yes.
I didn't make these. Shout out to Theo.
That eats.
Yeah, thank you. But there's these yellow pants, and on the front it says happiness is a direction.
Okay.
Because a lot of people think that you're gonna just get to some place and it's gonna be like confetti or something, but no, it's a direction. You're not gonna get to where you think you wanna be, and your problems is gonna just dissolve and all that stuff. Like, no. So you have to be satisfied and content with where you are now in order to feel something when you get to where you wanna be, because it's the same thing. Like, the future is now. Like, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah, but it's these yellow pants. This says happiness is direction. The back of the pants have, like, this cool picture of this lady. They're just super cool.
And I want to see a picture. I got to see.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Those are dope. By the description of them, it gives intentional purpose.
Yeah.
And a lot of the best brands, like, it's a brand... I can't think of the name right now. But honestly, even Barriers, one of my favorite brands, they always have intention behind what they drop. And I feel like it just adds so much more to the customer.
Yeah.
And just wanted to even represent the brand. So I think that's dope.
And the crazy part about it is that I made those pants like 3 years ago. They was one of the first things I made. And I still didn't drop them yet. But now I look back and I see what I made before when my mind was in a different space. But now it actually like adds up to where I am now. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. The rollout, I'm planning a crazy rollout for it. And it's going to be beautiful.
I'm ready. We ready. We ready. You just released the ebook of cheat codes of how to start a brand. What's something you wish you could have told yourself starting out?
I wish, man, if y'all don't take advantage of the fact that there is an ebook that y'all could purchase. I ain't have no ebook. But something I would tell myself, based off what I know now, just don't rush. Don't be too quick to just put anything out. Definitely be strategic with the pieces that you make. Because I made a lot of stuff just testing the waters, but like when I look back at it, it don't coincide with each other. So when you're creating, make sure that it makes sense. You got to make it make sense, especially if you're thinking long term. Also, that's another thing. Think long term. Like, don't think, oh, I'm going to make this, put it out, and make this amount of money. And like, really don't think about it. Like, yes, money is the resource that we need in order to elevate, but it's not everything. So definitely be strategic. I would just tell myself, like, don't force it. Don't rush. What's for you is going to be for you. It won't pass you. And just make sure it makes sense.
Yes. And think with longevity.
Right. And don't compare yourself, neither. Comparison is the thief of joy. And just because it may seem as though somebody is in a specific position on the internet, it doesn't mean that that's their reality. And that's another thing that can discourage people. I actually wanted to make sure I said something around those lines because you could portray any type of image you want on the internet. Like, I could make it seem like we doing something, you know, crazier or just speaking on a different topic. You could just do anything and then walk outside. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, live a completely different lifestyle.
Yes.
Somebody could walk up to me, give me $100,000. I could hold up to my ear, take a picture.
And then
post it, give it back, never see that person again. So don't compare yourself to people, and just, you know, focus on what you got going on. Making sure that it makes sense.
Literally nobody in your lane.
Yeah, exactly.
So perfect.
What's for you is for you.
And it's always going to be for you.
Right.
Period. If you could tell something to young Tiffany, what would it be?
I don't even think I can say it on camera.
Leave them niggas alone.
Yo, nah. I would have a talk with myself. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go there. I would tell myself a lot. But to keep it short and sweet, I'd probably say it gets better. You don't have to settle. You know, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go in that direction. Like, there's more. Yeah. I would just tell myself there's more. Don't take that because there's more for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have like this, our eyes, and then there's God eyes.
Right. And it's crazy that you said that because there's this picture that I be seeing on Instagram with the bunny.
Yes.
And then it's like, give me that with the little bunny.
Yes.
And he's like, no. And then he has like the big bunny behind his back.
Yes.
We wanting to give it up just because we could see it.
Yes.
You know, but there's so much better. And that just shows the beauty in just letting go as well.
Yes. Oh my God.
There's always more.
Always.
And God is a God of abundance.
Seriously. So we're going to wrap up, but I just want to lastly, what is the impact do you want to make on this world?
I just want to make sure that what I'm doing aligns with God's will, first and foremost, of course, and just, you know, inspire people by my lifestyle and just showing that I'm able to do what I love to do, be creative while loving God. Wow. And that's just what's important. That's the most important because we're not going to be on this earth forever, you know, and our soul has to go somewhere. So definitely I want to impact people but with their relationships with God. Because also on top of that, not even thinking about death, it just changes your lifestyle completely. Your habits change, your mental health changes, and everything changes. Your perspectives change. So I feel like I definitely want to be a representation of a servant of God and just hopefully lead as many to the Lord as I can. It says in Daniel 12:3 that those who lead people to righteousness will shine like the stars forever. Wow. So yeah.
I'm going to join your Bible study.
Yeah.
Seriously. This is like, I feel like you have just such a light within you.
Thank you.
And you shine so authentically and you're doing it. Fly. Like, it's hard to find a fly, girls. You be think you can't find community, but obviously, girls, it's here. She's out here. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for not only being here, but for just being you outside in the world. I feel like we really do need the girls to come together in community and to them to do it with vengeance, with purpose, and just authentically with love.
Yes.
We needed to do it with love.
Yeah.
So I thank you for being here. I thank you guys for watching another episode. I'm very appreciative. This is our third episode, but we come in more and more with more aligned people, and it's just like, it's so beautiful. So thank you guys. We are redefining Black one video at a time. All my people in the hood deserve a golden mind.
Period.